When will these unions get the hell out of the way so our kids can finally get an education in this country? Here with me tonight in studio, American Federation for Children's Senior Fellow, Corey DeAngelis, who is doing the Lord's work on this topic. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey. So she is full of hot garbage. Everything she's saying there is wrong, and her organization makes teachers look bad. Even those who don't want to pay dues to the AFT, she single-handedly makes them look awful.
Yeah, I mean, Randi Weingarten, if she wants to help the teachers union, she would resign today. And if she wanted to hurt the school choice movement, she would resign today too. Because look, we should really give her an award for doing more to advance the concept of school choice and homeschooling the past 2 years than anybody could have ever imagined. But this quote from Randi Weingarten is top-tier gaslighting. I mean, look at her own poll that her own union commissioned last month found that, if anything, Democrats are more likely to be politicizing education, not Republicans. And her union is a deeply far-left, progressive, radicalized institution.
Yep.
And it's completely politicized. I mean, look at the Open Secrets data, for example. 99.997% of Randi Weingarten's union's campaign contributions in 2022 have gone to Democrats as opposed to Republicans. And her unions haven't pushed their policies.
That's not politicization. I mean, that is the definition of it right there. She doesn't want fairness. She doesn't want equality. And this whole notion of equity, it is nonsense.
Well, and she's not even trying to hide her politics when it comes to the education system. And I think this is why the same poll from last month and another one by another left-leaning group, the Democrats for Education Reform, actually found Republicans for the first time, I want to say ever, on the issue of education by 1 to 3 points and up by about 9 points with parents. So the GOP has a golden opportunity here to become the parents' party if they take it. If they want to give a gift to the Democrats, Republicans will stay quiet on education like they have for far too long. But look, the reality is Glenn Youngkin laid a blueprint for success for Republicans going forward, and that is to lean into educational freedom, because after the past 2 years, coming out against parental rights in education is becoming a form of political suicide.
It really is, and there are Republican lawmakers who have paid with their political careers over that, siding with the teachers' unions. So tell me what happened in Arizona, because I know you've been very instrumental with some of the state legislatures and working with different governors to have the money follow the students and fund students instead of systems. What happened in Arizona?
Yep, in 2021, we already had the year of school choice, which was great. 19 states enacted or expanded programs to fund students as opposed to systems. But just last month, Governor Ducey in Arizona, they just one-upped all of those other states. In fact, it was the biggest school choice victory in U.S. history.
Wow.
Every single family will be able to take their children's education dollars, which is about $7,000 per kid in Arizona, to the education provider of their choosing. It could be the government school if you want, but if not, you can take that funding to a charter school, a private school, or home-based education option. And one last thing, every single Republican had to vote in favor of that in Arizona. They have a 1-seat majority in the House and the Senate. Of course, the governor's a Republican too, and he signed it. So if the Arizona Republicans can get it done, other red states should be able to get this done too. I'm looking at Texas, Oklahoma. Every state should be able to do it. The thing is that the Democrats, whether we like it or not, are controlled by the teachers unions disproportionately. The funding goes from Randi Weingarten and others' unions to Democrats, over 99% of that funding. And so, look, again, the Democrats are in a catch-22 situation. Whether they come out for or against parental rights, they're either going to get flack from Randi Weingarten or parents, who are the new special interest group in town, and they would be wise to listen to the parents.
They are pissed, and they are not going away. Absolutely not. They have seen what happens. They have been activated, and I love to see it. Thank you for all you do.
Thanks for having me.
Amen.